Mic check.
Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check.
Wow, it smells so good today.
What?
It smells so good.
What the falls?
Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out, check it out. Wow. Wow. The beauty of nature, eh? The beauty of nature.
You're a goof, bro.
You're a goof, bro. You're a goof. The goal is to make it to the end of the hike and in one piece. That's the goal today.
Let's go, bro.
Let's go, let's go. We got it, we got it. So, we did not have it. As it turns out, the night before this hike, it rained. As a result, much of the trek was extremely muddy and slippery. There's a part where we have to climb a slope to get to the upper part of the falls, and it was going to be a huge mess and a great hassle getting everyone and the equipment up that muddy slope. So, we situated somewhere closer to where we came from. How are things?
Man, that's a good question, to be honest. That's actually a good question. How am I? You know, got school. Not managing my stress levels too well, but you know, I'm doing okay.
Doing okay?
Yeah. What about you? How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
You know, like, start off on a big high.
Yeah.
Off of summer. But I don't know, I've just been burnt out the entire summer, and I haven't been able to come back to it ever since. I don't know why. I just don't feel like working, ever.
Man, yeah, I actually, honestly, don't really have much motivation nowadays, to be honest.
Really?
For real. It's hard, yeah. Especially after, because I shouldn't have done summer school. But, yeah, because I was burnt out after second year too. But,
yeah.
And then summer school, honestly, yeah. Like, I did well, but like, it was still like at work, you know? I should have taken a break. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important, I feel like.
But you know, I thought my motivation for third year would come around because everything's in person again.
Yeah, that's
you know?
true, yeah.
Yeah, but I just find that all I want to do is socialize, and I feel like I'm missing out. The first 2 years of our school was completely online.
Yeah.
And during then, I had no motivation either, so I don't know. Now that we're back, I felt like it would come back, but it's not. But the range is pretty,
How you feeling?
I feel okay.
Okay. How you feeling?
What I wanted to ask you was, now that you're here, now that you're back in person and society has returned to some semblance of normalcy, how do you feel looking back on the pandemic and, you know, your mental health then versus now?
Man, that's a loaded question, actually. That's a loaded question.
My bad.
No. Honestly, my mental health during the pandemic was obviously very poor, you know, being isolated. You know, I feel like I am a really, oh, you see that? Like all that dirt fell.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But, like being isolated for months, you know, I wasn't able to go out, see my friends. Obviously, school was online. It was hard to want to do work, but then as well, like being in university, I'm studying at home all the time. Like it was like really bad. Like I was like barely going out. It was
depressing, yeah.
I was like barely even moving. Like to be honest, like if you see my step count, like it was like it was low. It was like 200 steps a day or something.
Actually.
Yeah, it was bad. Like I missed like obviously like sports, like socializing, going out, just like seeing people, to be honest, like talking to people besides my family. Yeah, what about you?
I remember being cooped up in my little room, and I used to sleep there, study there.
Yeah.
Even the workout there, like, and the motivation to work out was at an all-time low then as well.
Yeah, for real.
But I am doing a lot better mentally now.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Do you feel the same way? Like, do you feel like you're a lot more prepared now?
I think mentally, I am better now. But I feel like being in third year, and after having the first 2 years online, where I feel like I wasn't learning as much, and I didn't get to like try as many things. Now being in third year, like everybody has the expectation like you should know what you want to do in life, or like you should at least know what you want to do in school and stuff like that. And I don't feel that I'm there yet, like I know what I want to do. So my mental health, I feel like would be higher if I knew what I wanted to do, but the fact that I don't, you know,
Yeah.
it's like a pretty big stressor, you know. I feel
Yeah.
like it's really
And like when you consider, when you consider like the first 2 years being in your house, you could have used that time to like find out what you want to do.
Yeah.
And now that you don't, it's just like I've missed out on so much, and I don't know what to do afterward.
Like looking back at it, I wish I used my time better, obviously.
Yeah.
But then, you know, back then we didn't know how long the pandemic was gonna last. At first, I thought it was gonna be like 2 weeks, like a month. Then just went going and going, and you know, it was hard to like build a schedule, even like get work done. Like even waking up, like my sleep schedule was so bad as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know what, how it goes. You know, we out here in Chinook Falls, just enjoying nature. You know, Got my guy Amman right here. With the drone, bro. What y'all know about that? Got shooters. Sorry, that should be good. That should be good.
I guess I want to ask you is like, do you think you've picked up on anything like positive mentally, like anything to help your mental health, like because of the pandemic, because of the experience that you've been through?
You know, yeah, of course, it definitely wasn't all negative. Like obviously, like I was telling you this before too. Is like before the pandemic, I was like spending a lot of time with a lot of people. I was social. I was in school like all the time, like always exposed to people. But you know, and then when you're in the pandemic, you're alone. Like you're isolated. You really spend time with yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like being forced to spend time like alone is a good chance to know yourself. I'm glad I had that chance, you know, just to figure out what my values are. Like a lot of stuff was happening, obviously like a lot of big issues in the world, and I could form my opinion by myself, obviously, because I wasn't like constantly hearing the opinions of others. Like,
really?
Yeah.
I feel the pandemic was a time where people were bombarded with information like on social media and stuff.
Yeah, that's true as well, yeah.
And like people would form their opinion based on the stuff they saw on social media. Yeah, so I don't know, I feel like it can go both ways there.
Yeah.
And I think it depends on which route you choose to take. I feel like some people choose the route where it's like they see what they see on social media and they take that for solid information and they absorb that and then like they construe their thoughts based off of that.
Yeah. Do you feel you've ever fell into that void?
I feel like I have. I didn't know how to use social media and I still don't.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to use social media to my benefit. It used to be like, oh, you go to school and then you come back home and then you just like, you know, you do your thing.
Yeah.
But once you're in that hole where you can just do whatever you want, you're on social media for hours.
Man.
And you hear all the bad news and stuff.
Yeah.
It gets to you mentally and you want to take a side, you want to take an opinion on it without actually knowing much about it because there's a lot of external pressure to do so. And I feel like that whole thing just causes just internal mental disasters. That's like never.
True, man. Right when the pandemic started was when I first like got TikTok.
Oh,
when it first started booming. Man, regret for real. Like,
that's a slippery slope.
It's addicting. It's actually pretty. But now you can't even escape it. Now the TikTok has changed like everything, like Instagram Reels, even YouTube Shorts and stuff like that. Like, it like rewires your brain. Like,
you can't.
Attention span like ruined. Like.
Oh yeah. It's a bit sad to see. Like I myself also like I've noticed I've had less of an attention span to like normal daily activities.
It sucks though. It sucks for real. So much of your life gets like sucked in. So much of your time goes away. If you like when you get those screen time reports, you're like, oh, like the days feel so short. Sometimes you're like, wow, like time. Like I wish I had more time. I wish I had more time. And then you're like, where's my time going? Yeah. And then you see like
you see the screen time, hours upon hours.
It's like it's a hard truth, you know.
I wanted to ask you, has social media altered your perception of what happiness should be to an individual?
Has it altered my perception?
Or just society in general?
Social media, I feel like, is a place where people, when I'm thinking right now of social media, I'm thinking of like Instagram. When I think of like Instagram, I feel like a lot of people just capture their happy moments.
All the highlights.
Yeah, all the highlights, of course, like on Instagram, like stories and like posts and stuff like that. So it's hard to get a grasp mentally of how other people are doing, obviously. But then when you see like, say like you're feeling low maybe, and then you hop on social media and you just see like everybody else is happy or like seeming happy, like smiling and stuff like that. Like, but then obviously that's not the whole story. But you don't always think that deeply. And there's stuff like society's idea of happiness with like, to be happy you need like wealth, you need a lot of friends, like you need a good house, like a cool car, and then that's especially amplified on social media because that's where people post like, oh, just got this, yeah. What about you? Yeah, how do you feel about social media and society?
Yeah, I feel like social media very much portrays and cultivates this definition of happiness that you have to be smiling, you have to feel happy all the time. And I don't think that's what happiness should be. I think it should be contentment that you should seek after. Like, if you're content with what you have in your life, I feel like you've already won. Because I feel like most people don't have that. And in social media, like you said, you see people with materialistic things. You see people posting their highlights, but you never actually know what they're going through, like internally. These people could be very much in discontent with their lives, but they still go on these like, you know, vacations, they go on these, they have fun nights with their friends and they post about it on social media. It's a facade, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, it's just, they cultivate the things they want people to see because no one's really posting themselves crying or like during their worst moments.
everybody wants to be happy. Like, I understand, like, everybody wants to be happy, but people forget there are other emotions and that's okay to feel, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's okay to be, like, you can't be happy all the time.
Exactly.
And you can never be happy if you're happy all the time. You don't know what it's like to be sad. You don't know what it's like to be,
Exactly.
like, angry. Like, and it's okay to have these emotions. And even I forget that too. When I feel like, if I feel down or anything like that, I don't like try to process the emotion as I feel like I should. I feel like I want to just be happy. Like,
Yeah.
I want to do whatever is necessary to be happy, rather than like process the emotion or being sad or being angry and trying to like understand why you feel this way, or like what you can do about it.
Exactly.
All you want to do is change how you feel.
Yeah. It's a very slippery slope to go down because it leads to suppression, and
Yeah.
that's something I'm pretty bad at too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm okay, and then I just brush it to the side, forget about it, and you know, it comes back to you. I'm speaking from experience. It comes back to bite you later because you'll go through something and you'll be forced to deal with it, and you'll find that the things you suppressed a long time ago that you've never dealt with before are coming back to haunt you now, because now you're faced with a situation that you can't avoid, and it sucks to be in it. So it's really important to sit down, slow things down, and process the information, you know?
Yeah.
And it's good to talk to people.
It is very good to talk to people.
Yeah, because they can speak from a point of more objectivity than you can, ever.
Yeah.
It's good to have that external perspective on the issues you're dealing with.
It definitely is. And I'm glad that we live in a time now that mental health is like, I guess, like more,
Talked about.
yeah, more talked about, more understood. People nowadays wouldn't be surprised, you know, like if you like need a mental health break, or like need to talk to someone, or like even like a lot of people are doing therapy, or like are getting help. That's not looked down upon, and it shouldn't be, and it's
Yeah.
a good thing that it isn't nowadays. The society's more accepting of stuff like that.
Yeah, of course. I think, yeah, it's pretty beautiful. Like, people always talk about how men, they struggle to talk about their mental health and stuff. I still talk to like some people here and there, and it's like they never talk about this stuff with other people, and
Yeah.
I think it's a bit worrying, and like, you know,
It is, yeah.
it's a bit sad in a way, because like they feel ashamed to talk about it, because they feel like they should be men and they should just like go through life with their chest up and just keep trudging through, which sometimes you have to do, but other times like it's okay to talk to people and seek help and be vulnerable.
How would you say your mental health is now?
How is it now?
Yeah.
I would say it's better.
Yeah?
It's better. Yeah, I think it definitely changes seasonally.
Yeah.
Because in the summertime, like, wow, like life's great.
Yeah.
Even now, I'm like, life's great. But I feel like in the wintertime, with more academic pressure and less time outside,
Yeah.
I feel like it's bound to decline, but I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping I have what it takes to take care of myself and make sure I am healthy mentally.
Yeah.
But how about you? How'd you say like you are doing now?
So yeah, I do think I'm obviously better than the pandemic, of course. Like, I can see people, I can see my girlfriend, like I can see my friends. Like, it's a lot better now, and I can spend more time with like my cousins as well, because even like I miss them as well, you know.
Yeah.
Locked in the pandemic, and there's a lot more stuff to do with now as well, which is great. My mental health, obviously, with school is like, I'm stressed obviously for my career and stuff like that, but being in person and learning, I feel like I'm learning again, you know,
Yeah.
which is definitely great for my mental
Yeah.
health, which I'm glad about.
That's good.
So I do think I'm doing better. I'm glad also I have friends that I can talk to about anything, you know.
Of course, always helps.
Yeah.
It's very important to keep those people close to you. But yeah, I know it's hard to talk about this stuff, so I really appreciate you like being so open about it. Yeah. It's hard to come by, you know, emotionally vulnerable, emotionally intelligent people.